Okay, so today I'm going to be making my first Scarlet and Violet tier list for the TCG. Um, I eventually want to do a tier list for every set, and I also want to do a year tier list which compares all the sets. So for example, 2023 was when Scarlet and Violet began. The first set was Scarlet Violet Base, which is what I'm going to be doing today. All the way through Paradox Rift, all these sets were produced and released in 2023. And I'll compare all of the sets, and it's just going to be for me to have my opinions out there. And just, it's fun. It's something, easy for me to do. And I'll actually learn a little more myself because I obviously don't have all these cards. I haven't even seen all these cards in person. I've seen them in, collector app and TCG player, and I've made lists and goals and I want this card and that card, but I've never actually ranked them amongst each other. So this will be an interesting video for me, and hopefully other people at some point will see it and maybe they'll make their own tier list, whether it's on YouTube or not. So Scarlet Violet Base is the first set of the generation. I'll be starting with the special illustration, or the illustration rares, and eventually I will get to the special illustration rares. So I do have two tier lists. But yeah, so we're gonna start off with, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Tarantula. I think that's how you say it. This is an okay card. It's probably one of the lower ones on the tier list, not because of the Pokemon, just because it's very basic. I do like with the Scarlet and Violet base set, a lot of the cards kind of just have the Pokemon in their environment. You're going to see that with the next illustration rare. And a lot of them are in the environment that they'd be in the video game, which is really cool because even though I like cards, and so far on my YouTube channel all I've shown off really is cards and opening them, I'm a Pokemon game player first before I am like a TCG collector. But for this first card, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in the B tier. Probably won't have anything in C or D. And I'm not very tech savvy, so apologies if this video has some awkward moments or just is kind of sloppy. But next we're gonna go ahead and get to the Dolliv. And like I was mentioning earlier a couple seconds ago, this is from the video game if I'm remembering correctly. There's an area, I forget the name of the town, but the first gym that I faced, because the cool thing about Scarlet and Violet is that you actually don't have to go in any order. So I faced, what's the guy's name? He's kind of like a buff, like light-skinned character, but I think Milo or something like that. He uses this line of Pokemon, the Smoliv line, and Arboliva, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, is his ace Pokemon. But there's like a olive tree little area, and so you can go and find all kinds of baby Pokemon over there, including the Smoliv line. So it's really nice to see Dolliv here. Just fits the theme of where you'd find it in the game. So for this Dolliv card, I'm also going to put it in the B tier, but I'm going to put it above the Tarantula. Next, we have the Toadschool. This was actually one of the first illustration rares I ever pulled. Big fan of this Toadschool card. In the game, Toadschool runs away from you, and it's really funny because he looks so weird because he has these little thin legs and he has this huge head and he runs away from you really fast. So this is the same thing he does in the game. Very vibrant card, has all these I guess lines of the wind as he passes by They're purple and yellow, which is really nice, so it makes the card vibrant. This is one of my favorite illustration rares from SV Base. I'm going to have it at the top of A so far. Obviously there's only one card in A. And then next we'll go into the Skull Villain. Not a big fan of Skull Villain's design. I don't think it's a bad Pokemon by any means, but I just think it's one of those controversial, why are we making Pokemon inanimate objects, or why are we making him human-like? So my thing with Skull Villain is that he has pants, and his shiny form actually has baby blue for the pants, and it's just kind of weird. I don't know, but I do like this card. Skull Villain's chilling, you know, waiting to get his food, maybe waiting for the ladies to pull up. I'm not sure. You know, there's like a beer bottle over here. There's even like a Skull Villain branding, so maybe he's the owner of this building. I have no idea, but it's a funny card. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right behind the Dolliv. And then next we're gonna go into the Armarouge. This is a really cool card. I like Armarouge's design, even if people think it's like a Mega Man like kind of character. That's what I hear a lot. Really nice design, and he's good in VGC too, or it's good in VGC. This card in particular, you have a beautiful lake, nice blue cloudy sky. It's just a very nice illustration, and this one's going to be in the A tier for me as well. I'm going to go ahead and put it right behind. I'll put it ahead of Toad School, but it's close. Next, we will have the Slowpoke. This card's been pretty popular as of late. I think this card's okay. Slowpoke looks very derpy, as usual. I do like this kind of half-drawn street that Slowpoke's in. It's very mute, you know, and then Slowpoke kind of sticks out with its pink derpy face and body. But I don't think it's a great card by any means. Definitely would be happy to pull it. I'm going to put it in the B tier right behind Skull Villain. Next up we have the Clauncher. So this Clauncher is one of my favorite cards from the SV base set. I do have this card, I think, in Japanese and English. I'm a huge fan of blue and green. I'd say lighter blues is probably my favorite color in general. And this Clauncher is just chilling at the bottom of the ocean, which that's where you'd probably expect to see it. So it's a pretty simple card, but it's very beautiful with all the colors. I mean, you have a Skrelp, I believe its name is. I know Dragalge is the evolution. Just chilling in the back. I don't know if he's giving him a good look or not, but yeah, this is a cool card. It's definitely going to go in my A tier, right behind Toad School. Next, we have Wiglet, which Wiglet and Trio are kind of memes in Scarlet Violet, but this is a very nice card. I mean, you have all these different Pokemon. Slowpoke on the beach, you got Psyduck, you got the Love Discs, the Marini, another Skrelp. He looks a little happier than the previous Skrelp, and I feel like that's not the name, but I'm pretty sure that's the name of the Pokemon. And we got Shelter. I'd always like these Pokemon cards that have other Pokemon in them, because we obviously know it's a Wiglet card. Even if you didn't know this is Wiglet, he's the center of the picture, but obviously he doesn't share the ocean by himself, so it's really cool to see everything else in here. This is definitely one of my favorite cards from the set, just because it also has all that blue that I like, and so it's going to be right behind the Armarouge. And next up we have the Dondozo. This one's going to go in the S tier for me. I remember when I opened Japanese, it's either Scarlet or Violet base set, because they're two different boxes. I thought this was my special illustration rare for the box. Even though it doesn't have texture on it, it just looks like an SIR. Really nice card. It's almost like a rainbow of different colors, you know, with Dondozo emerging from the water, the sunset in the background. It's just very nice. You have the different forms of Tatsugiri here. Really nice card. I wish this was an SIR and it had some texture on it with all these colors. It would have been one of the best cards of the generation, in my opinion. So, I have the burp. I'm gonna go ahead and put this at S tier, and we'll see if something tops it. Next up, we have Pachirisu. This is my friend's favorite Pokemon. This is a very simple card. It's just illustrating how cute Pachirisu is. There's many of them. Pachirisu's chilling in the forest where you expect it to be. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one. I'm gonna put it B tier or A tier. I'm gonna put it B tier right behind the Dolliv. And next we have the Palmot. So I like this card for the fact that it has the entire evolution line in it, but besides that, there's not much going on. I know some people don't like the, you know, Pikachu clones, and I guess you could say Palmot's kind of like a Pikachu clone, but not really. I mean, he's electric fighting, which I believe he's the first, or it's the first electric fighting Pokemon. Has a really cool move that it shares with Rapska, where you can revive a Pokemon. And yeah, it's a cool Pokemon. The artwork itself is kind of basic, but I do hope that they do more cards like this, where it's just like all 3 Pokemon, maybe make them do more. Because in the Scarlet and Violet games, you can go to various areas. Like, for example, there's a forest area where you can find Pawniards and Bisharps, and that's where you can evolve your Bisharp to King Gambit, because you have to fight 5 Bisharps that have Pawniards around them because they're leader Bisharps or something like that. And if you knock out 5 of them, your Bisharp turns into a King Gambit. So, you know, it would be cool if they did more of this, because that's what the generation had. And so for this Palmot, it's going into B tier. It's gonna go behind Scovillain. Yeah, that's where I want it. Next up, we have probably the most popular illustration rare at the moment. We have the Drowsy. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really big on this card. When I say big on this card, I'm not saying like I thought it was trash or something. I'm saying it just wasn't on my radar really until it became popular recently. I knew of the card. I thought it was cool looking. It's very different from the rest of the arts that we were looking at. Everything else here is very vibrant, very, you know, playful, whatever the case is, right? And this is a Komiya art, and all of his artwork is kind of, or most of it is like this, where it's very detailed, kind of trippy, very different from the rest of the cards. Even though it's really hype right now, it's definitely not my favorite card from the set. I think it is a great card. I'll probably put it A or B tier. I'm gonna put it at the top of. I like this Dolliv. I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier. I think that's fair for the Drowsy. It's a really good card, but it's not my favorite, so I'm not gonna pretend it is just because it's popular. Next up, we have the first evolution line series of cards. So it goes Ralts, Kirlia, and then the Gardevoir SIR. I'm a huge fan of these cards. Even if you don't attach the story to it and you just take this card in general, you know, it's pretty cool. You have the, you know, I don't know if this is a couple, I'm guessing so because they have their, you know, picture in the background. Whatever the case is, they're just moving in. They have their little baby Ralts. It's a really cute card, and they even have a picture of Ralts in the background. So this is definitely an A tier card. I'm gonna put it between the Wiglet and the Toadstool. And then next up we have the Curlia, and as you can see, now this couple actually has a baby, and the Curlia is growing up as well. Just a really, really great idea from the artists for the Scarlet and Violet era. The fact that they came up with these evolution line cards that all connect to each other to make a story. And this Curlia, I'm just gonna put next to it because I mean it's pretty much the same thing, you know. It's very similar art and everything, similar colors. So next we have the Fido, and this is a funny card, you know. It's the bakery Pokemon, dessert Pokemon, looking at a bunch of desserts at a bakery. It's cool, it's cute, it's clever, and for that I guess I would put this Fido, probably put it in the A tier. I'm gonna put it in the B tier above the Drowsy. I don't think it's an A tier card. I'm kind of looking at this Clauncher. I might take it down too, because I mean there's another very blue card that I like with the Ocean that I think is done better, so I'm gonna put this Clauncher down, put the Fido above it, and put that there. I'm supposed to do this after I'm done, but I'm gonna just do that right now. It's on my mind. Next up we have the Grievard. I know this card's very popular right now as well. Another card that, you know, I thought it was cool. I think almost every illustration rare is cool. Like I said, nothing's probably going to go below a B, but it just wasn't really on my radar. I thought it's alright, you know, there's lots of detail. You have all these stuffed ghost Pokemon. You have the Banette here, Drifblim, or Drifloon. Drifloon, right? And Drifblim's the evolution. Gengar, Ghastly, Ditto. You know, it's a cool card. It's cute. It has like a faded effect to it. I don't have this card in person, but it looks really nice. I'll say that this card, I definitely appreciate it more now that it's more popular, because now I'm more aware of it. So it definitely ran under the radar for me. I'm going to go ahead and put it right behind the Wiglet in A tier. Next up we have the Riolu. It's one of my first pools alongside the Toadstool. This is a really cool card. It's very, very vibrant in person. These light blue and yellow shades look great. Riolu's he's just a little badass, you know, like he's getting into stuff that he's not supposed to, and that's what you expect with like a young, you know, this is the baby Riolu before he turns into Lucario, and you know, kids they're a little messy. They get into stuff that they're not supposed to, and his face looks like, oh shit, you know, like he got caught, you know. That's how I interpret it. This is definitely up there. Do I want to put it in the S tier though? No, I don't want to put it S tier yet. Alright, next is the Sandile, and this is one of my favorite cards from SV Base. I'm a big fan of the Sandile line in general, and this card's pretty unique, you know, it looks pretty realistic. Obviously you have the Sandile chilling, not sure what his plan is, you know, he's kind of hiding out right now, but you have the sand kind of, you know, flying or sliding off of him because he just emerged up from below the sand. Obviously you have the Cacnea in the background. Yeah, you have the Krokorok, I think that's how you say it, the middle stage of this line in the background. Very nice card. It has lots of tan and brown, and it's different from all the vibrant blues, purples, and yellows that you're seeing from the rest of the cards of this group. So for me, this is a S tier card. I know it's really simple, but I'm a big fan of it. Next up, we have the Cloth. I do like Cloth. He's a cool Gen 9 Pokemon. This is where you find the Cloth in the game as well. One of the beginning areas. And then you obviously fight the Titan Cloth, which is cool. I do like that they reference the game here. And this is why SV Base is an underrated set. And it'll probably rank a lot higher once I do my, maybe not yearly, but total SV tier list. It'll rank higher. It's not going to be bottom 2 or 3 like how people talk about SV for the entire generation before recently. But this Cloth, it's going to go, where should it go? I'm going to put it above the Slowpoke. Alright, so next we have the Mabostiff. This is another card that I feel like they could have made the SIR. Maybe they could have added Arven in a little more, or they could have just had an Arven SIR. And yeah, like I said, they could have had Arven more in the picture and just made it Arven. Well, you know, now they have the battle partner, so it could have been Arven's Mabostiff, or like we have that Morty card that has the Gengar in it. They could have done this with Arven and kind of really solidified him as a cool character to start the generation, but I'm a big fan of this card. You have the sandwich missions or objectives that you do with Arven and his Mabostiff, and eventually you get him all healed up with the power of the sandwiches with the different herbs. So it's really cool. It reminds me of the game. This is definitely one of my favorite cards as well. I kind of want to put it at S tier. Yeah, I will put it at S tier. I like that card a lot. Next, we have the Bombardier. This card's really nice. I like this beautiful flower garden we have in the bottom. Makes this Bombardier look very elegant, which I don't think it looks that way in the game. You know, in my opinion, it always looks kind of, I don't know, like when I see a Bombardier floating around in the game, it looks kind of hostile in a way. And I believe if you get close to them, they'll actually fly down to start a battle with you. So this card isn't, I guess, shown the same way as it is in the game, but I do think it's a really nice card. It's definitely going to go in the A tier, and it's going to go high in the A tier, and I'm going to have it right above the Armorage. I was going to put it behind, but I like it more. It's really nice colors. Like, yeah, it's a really simple card. This right here was my favorite card for a long time. It isn't anymore, but it's up there. King Gambit is one of the best Generation 9 Pokemon, and I wish it got more love alongside Low Kicks. It did get the illustration rare in that premium collection box for Shrouded Fable, but this card's sick. It has the whole family in here, just like the Palmot card. You got the Pawniards, you got the Bisharps chilling in the back, and you have King Gambit in the middle. This is one of the strongest Pokemon in a video game. Really good in singles, pretty solid in doubles. Hits really hard, super tanky. I love this card. It's really simple. I wish it was a special illustration rare, but as a illustration rare, it's still an A tier, and it's going to be my second card on the list. And next we have the Starly. This is a cute card, kind of like the Pachirisu. It's really basic what's going on in the picture. There's not much, you know, Obviously they're here, all these starlies in a tree, you got a couple flying around, um, lots of beautiful colors, really simple card. I'm gonna put it, where do I want to put this starly? I'm gonna put it above the Clauncher. Yeah, that sounds about right. And the last card, illustration rare wise, will be the Squovit. So we just have Squovit in the house sleeping. I don't know how he got in the house. Pretty sure squirrels are supposed to be outside, sneaking around on the trees, but this is a sneaky little Squovit. He got inside. It's got that faded paintbrush look to it. I don't know technical terms, but that's how I see it. I like it. It's not as vibrant as the other cards, which I can appreciate because it gives a different look, some versatility to the group of illustration rares. And that Squovit, it's gonna go, for me, it will go, this card amongst these other ones actually looks really nice. Where do I want to put it? I think I'll put it, man, I'm gonna put it behind the Dolliv. Yeah, because I like this Dolliv a lot, and it'll go amongst these. So yeah, that's gonna be the tier list for the illustration rares. So we have the Dondozo as my favorite illustration rare, and I'll just go and zoom back in just to give it one more look. Favorite illustration rare from the Scarlet Violet Base set. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good tier list. Just look at it one more time. So we got Dondozo, King Gambit, Sandile, and Mabosstiff in the S tier. And everything's in S through B, you know. Maybe I'll put this Tarantula. I don't know how you say it. It's not Tarantula, but maybe I'd put it in the C tier, but I still think it's a solid card. And you have the Scyther, you know, trying to attack it. But yeah, that'll be my tier list for the illustration rares. So now I'm gonna get into the special illustration rares. So let me just scroll down. And we have the first one here, which is the Spidops EX. Now, this card, if you add the context, maybe you can make the Tarantula a little bit higher because the cards connect, but I'm trying to really grade the cards by themselves. But this Spidops really cool because obviously he's trying to save his little baby, or its little baby. And the same Scyther that was in the first card is here in the bottom. So it was on the top of the previous card, now it's in the bottom of this one because it's going after the Tarantula. And I don't know, it's really nice. This is an underrated card. It's like a $2 or $3 card, which is really nice. For now, I'm gonna put it in the A tier actually. It's really cool. Next up, we have the Miraidon EX, and this card's sick. I mean, Miraidon looks like a freaking badass in this card. You have the city in the background. Is this Levincia? The, like, Iono's gem, this area? Because it has, like, all these skyscrapers and whatnot. Not sure. But, you have the Darkspun right here looking up to the Miraidon, and he looks like he's looking at a monster right now. And well, Miraidon is a freaking beast in VGC. I don't know about the TCG, but this guy is a badass, and this is a badass card. This card, I gotta stop doing that, is gonna be in the A tier as well. It's gonna be right above Spidops EX. Next up, we have the Gardevoir EX. This was my first special illustration pull ever, obviously, because this is the first generation with them. But this is a really cool card. I know the other two I put next to each other in A tier, the Ralts and Curlia, but I think this is the best one. Obviously, we see the couple, they're older now. There's just a lot more in this picture, a lot more detail. You can see back here, there's a picture of the baby or the daughter, the Curlia, and the dad. It looks like the baby even drew. There's a lot of detail on this card. This is gonna be an S tier card for me. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. Next up, this probably is my favorite, and it's this Great Tusk EX card. This card looks really, really good in person, and this is why that Dondozo I wish was a special illustration rare, because the texture looks so great. So when you first fight Great Tusk in the game, you obviously find him in the desert. He's freaking massive. Obviously he's super strong. You have the lightning in the background. It's just a very, very like intense looking card. And Great Tusk, he looks mean, man. He looks like he's ready to throw down. He looks like a freaking, like a boss or something, you know, like and that's what he is. He's a boss in the game, you know. So this is my favorite special illustration rare. I think, you know, we're gonna see with the rest of the tier list, but this is one of my favorite. Damn it, I keep doing that. One of my favorite SIRs in the entire generation. So this one's number one as of right now. Next up, we have the Koraidon EX. I'm a bigger fan of Koraidon than Miraidon. I just think from playing both versions of the game, Koraidon just has more personality to it, which makes sense because Miraidon is like a robot dragon thing. So it makes more sense that the actual animal, dinosaur, would be, you know, have more personality, and he's kind of derpy. So I'm a bigger fan of Koraidon. I do like this card. He's chilling in the jungle. And you've got the Dedenne, which for some reason is really prevalent and popular in TCG. I'm gonna I'm gonna put the Koraidon in A tier. Do I want to put it above the Spider Ups? Ooh. Yeah, I do. Okay, next up we have the Iron Treads EX, and this is another Titan battle. This card is a very, very beautiful background. The night. And is this like the portal for, because like in the game, the Paradox Pokemon are escaping because there's like a time portal that the professor, depending on which game, Turo or Sada, they're exploring the Paradox Pokemon. So is this like the portal or something? Or because also in the Iron Treads or the Great Tusk card, there's also kind of, well, not really. I mean, there's lightning and stuff though, but I'm not sure. But this is a really nice card. I wish Iron Treads had a bit more going on himself. He's just kind of like standing there menacingly. But the background is beautiful, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm just gonna keep clicking the wrong tab for some reason. I can't focus while recording videos. I kind of want to put this in a B tier. I think I will put it in a B tier, but it is a great card. I need to buy it while it's still cheap. I do have this card. We have the Arven. So I do like the fact that Arven is making a sandwich, which I'm pretty sure this is the same picture from the Mabosstiff. It's just showing Arven now, but I can't say for sure because we don't see Mabosstiff down here. The only thing I don't like is actually I don't like the way Arven is drawn. He just looks kind of weird. His face looks off for some reason, but that is the style of the art. But I do like Arvin. He's a cool character, and this is what he does in the game for the most part. He's making sandwiches, to help out his Mabostiff and power up our Koraidon or Miraidon. So, as I do it again, click the wrong tab. I'm going to put this Arvin bottom of B just because I don't like how he looks, personally. And next up we have Professor Jack, or Jax, however you say it. It's a cool card. Jack, or Jax, I don't know how to say it. He is super tired. He's swamped. He's been doing a lot of research. You can see he's falling asleep with books next to him. He has all these different, tabs in there. He's, helping, trying to do research on the Pokedex or whatever he's got going on. So I like this card. I have it as well. Gonna gonna go ahead and put this card in the A tier. I'm gonna put it above the Spidops, actually. I like this card a lot. Next up we have the Miriam. For a long time this was a chase card of Scarlet Violet Base. Now I believe illustration rares are running the show. This is a really cool card. Really cool. It's kind of like Prismatic Evolutions has those trainer cards of the Elite Four from the Blueberry Academy. It kind of reminds me of that, not to the same extent where it's like the Polaroid picture with the outline, but I think it kind of has that same effect going on. But Miriam, she's busy. She's about to drop her pile of books. It's really nice. I like the pink and blue. It's a nice color combination. I'm gonna put, there we go, I didn't do it. I'm gonna put this Miriam, I'm not gonna put it in A tier or S tier, but I will put it at the top of, why won't this work? There we go, top of A tier. And the last card for the tier list, we have the Penny. I also like Penny a lot, and Cassiopeia. Right here, Penny's just chilling by herself in the classroom. Maybe at this time she's thinking about how she can fight against Team Star or whatever the case is. Or is it Team Star? Oh no, she's the leader of Team Star, but she's trying to get them to, step down and everything and go back to school. Maybe I need to go back to school. I'm stumbling all over my words. It's been a long video. My freaking mouth is getting tired from talking. But this is a cool Penny card. She's got her famous backpack on, the Eevee backpack. You can see it there. And for one last time, I went ahead and clicked the wrong tab, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this Penny B tier, A tier. I'm gonna put it at the back of A tier. So that's my special illustration rare list for SV base. And really, these numbers don't really mean anything. You can just think about it as like, this is number 1 and this is number 10. So for me, the best SIR of this set, and one of the best in the era, is this Great Tusk EX. And the worst SIR of this set is the Arvin. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just my least favorite. So I'll just go back to that Great Tusk one more time. Just give it one last look, highlight it, because I think it is the best SIR of this set. And yeah, so this was the illustration rare list one last time. And then we have the SIR list for the last time. And I'm going to try to work on my computer skills so I can make this video and these, series of videos better. But it's a work in progress. I have 2 jobs. this is my one day off for the week. I go back and work 2 12s the next 2 days. Maybe I'll do another video right after this for Paldea Evolve, just so I can make sure I'm not like going a week without putting up videos, because I want to be consistent. That's how you make a relevant YouTube channel. So that's going to be it for me, and hope you have a great day.